Nay, good doggo. Oh, hi there. I'm just admiring this really cool model. It's a Silk Strider from Morrowind, right? Oh, sorry, I mean Dustback Rider Hellmite thing from Necromunda. So let's fast travel to the painting section of this video. So I've just primed it all in black. The base, I already have a tutorial on how to make those. Firstly, you want to grab a bone colour. I'm using this one from Citadel. It doesn't really matter which one you use, just want like a bone colour basically. I'm painting this over the main body of the model, however I'm leaving some of the darker areas with that black in to create some volume and some shadows. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Next, I'm using a military green type of colour. This would be like a Caliban green maybe, just this kind of natural looking kind of green. And I'm putting this over that flag type rag thing. Next I'm just grabbing a silver, just grab whatever silver you want to, and I'm going to put it over this part. Now I'm using a sepia tone wash. I'm going to put this all over the body of the mite. You can use whatever brown you want to, but I think this sepia tone looks particularly good over the top of this model. Next I'm grabbing a contrast paint, the Wildwood, and I'm watering this down, making it a wash and putting it over the metallics and the flag areas just to create some variation from that sepia tone. Here I am dry brushing a mix of that bone colour with some white and highlighting some areas to create some textures and some volume and like contrast. You can always go back in with a little bit of sepia tone on a smaller brush if you've lost any shadows. Next I'm grabbing this smoke grey and I'm mixing it with some white. I think the closest is probably like a Slanesh grey or a Rhinox hide mixed with a lot of white, and I'm just going over these like rope kind of areas. Next thing is going over that flag, so I just mix some white with our previously used green. I'm not being overly neat with this, I'm just giving it a bit of a crunchy look with it being obviously like a desert raising monster. Lastly, on the creature, we are painting the eye, so I'm just getting a turquoise contrast paint and putting it over the bulging eyeball things. Okay, so now we're done with the mite hell creature thing, we are starting on the rider. We are grabbing that same green as before, we are putting a few coats over the cloak areas on this model. Next is some Rhinox hides, so this is going over the leather, like the backpack and the boots, and some little kind of straps and things like that. The small brushes I'm using are Green Stuff World's Kolinsky Silver range, which are really good for small, precise brushes. Now I'm grabbing some Doomble Brown, so just grab a lighter brown and go over that backpack and leather areas and straps and things like that, which we use the Rhinox hide on. Next we are grabbing that smoky grey colour with a bit of white again, so Slanesh grey or whatever else off-white you want to use, and we are just going over like the ropes and straps and things like that. Here I'm highlighting the black area, so going with a Thunderhawk blue, so you want like a dark greyish blue colour, and just pick out a couple areas on the sort of arms and gloves and pants, anything like that, and the mask. If you wanted to create even more extreme highlights, get like a blue horror, mix it with the Thunderhawk blue, and just pick out a few little areas for extreme highlights. Next we are using that same silver as before, so we are just picking out the gun and the binoculars, so anything I wanted kind of like a bit more metallic. I grabbed some copper here, and I'm just putting this over some of the areas just to kind of break up the metallic pieces. I'm just using that Wildwood contrast paint, watered down again as a wash, and I'm going to go over the cloak and the leather areas. I'm using a sepia tone wash on the metallic areas so they go in the binoculars. Here I wanted to create some highlights on the cloak, so I mixed some white with a green colour, and I'm just going over more of the raised areas. You could dry brush this on if you wanted to. I'm not being overly neat because this is like a desert rider in the middle of a wasteland, so I'm not overly concerned about neatness of a cloak. I'm just getting some red and putting it on like the visor, eye areas, and the red will create a nice contrast with the green. And here is the final product. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and look at the other links in my description and my other videos if you want to.